Whoa, did you notice in the Bible? Because a lot of people don't. In Hebrews 10, verse 26 says this: For if we go on sinning deliberately after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there are no longer remains a sacrifice for sins. Well, I want to say this. Check the context with this verse. The verse is talking about the sin of rejecting, right? Jesus, the Hebrews are feeling tempted to go back to Jerusalem, back to the animal sacrifices, and not rely on Christ alone to save them. And so they've come to a knowledge of the truth, but if they reject that deliberately, there's no sacrifice, because we could look at verse 4 as well. For it is impossible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sins. And we could also look at verse 11. And every priest stands daily at his service, offering repeatedly the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. The only sacrifice that can is the once and for all sacrifice of Christ. So here is not talking about for anyone who just sins, and if you continue in, basically, let's go back up. If we go on sinning, which everyone still goes on sinning, no one goes a day without sinning, and that's true. So here's not talking about if you sin every single day, because of course we are. That doesn't mean that we won't have a sacrifice for us anymore. It's not talking about that. It's simply just talking about the people. We're just going to go back to, like I said, check it with the Bible, check the full context. It was just talking about where these people wanted to go back and use animal sacrifices to save them and not rely on Jesus Christ alone, right? But hopefully this video helps, because a lot of people look at this verse so wrong. People just read Hebrews 10:26. I'll read this again. For if we go on sinning deliberately after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there is no longer remains a sacrifice for sins. And that's it. They just look at that and that's it. And I'd be like, okay, so what do we do now? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully this helps. Thank you.